And here's the problem. A lot of conservatives are having a fit over her interview, and here's what they're so mad about.
Indiana Fever standout Caitlin Clark was announced as a guest on Letterman's Netflix show What Happened Since shockwaves throughout the WNBA. So what did she say that breaks down the internet? Clark has had a busy off-season, making appearances at Chiefs games, having her jersey retired at Iowa, and sitting down for several interviews, including one with former NFL quarterback Eli Manning, and her latest with David Letterman on Netflix's My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman. David Letterman has a Netflix show named My Next Guest Needs No Introduction, where he interviews some of the most famous people in the world. His latest guest was Caitlin Clark, as the Fever point guard joins Letterman for an episode.
Okay, I think maybe you need a little arc. Oh! Oh my God!
During her conversation with Letterman, which aired this week, Clark opened up on a variety of topics. However, one remark stood out when she revealed something about the WNBA, that she hates. Letterman asked Clark about her infamous scrimmage against Iowa's practice players, in which she scored 22 points in 2 minutes.
Do you think that there's any other players, specifically college players, who can replicate this kind of fandom in the way that we see for Caitlin Clark, Logan?
I honestly don't think so. And I've been thinking about this a ton recently, and it brought me back to a few years ago, or maybe it was last year before, I'm not too sure. I was in the back, like the depths of hell in Adelaide, Australia, doing some like wine tour I did not want to be on. And there were a group of guys, maybe in their 20s. They were talking about Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark's college career may be over, but the stories of her time at Iowa Live on the Fever point guard was a force in her 4 years with the Hawkeyes. But her legendary performances didn't stop with opposing teams. Clark famously scored 22 points in 2 minutes against Iowa's practice team, which was a group of male Iowa students who volunteered to practice against the women's team.
So I think I had 22 points in 2 minutes was the moral of the story.
I'm sorry. 22 points in 2 minutes.
It was funny because we had a high school girls basketball team there that day. So we had a little audience and we were up in our practice gym and they were like jumping out of their chairs going crazy. Usually I never react when something like I hit a big shot or like I do, but never in like a shocked way. After like my 5th 3 in a row.
Fans don't usually get to see videos of college scrimmages, but this Clark performance was so big that the footage made its way to the mainstream. That also led to Clark speaking about the scrimmage on Netflix with David Letterman.
One iconic scrimmage.
There is.
Yeah.
But nobody knows if it actually happened because
it
nobody
happened.
actually saw it.
No, you know what happened.
Yes. So we have a practice team that's just all guys. They have to be students at the university. I think we were down 15. So we like make a couple threes. We cut it to like 10, maybe. I don't even know.
Now, when you say we make a couple of threes, was it you or was everybody making threes?
It was me, but the points went to the Iowa Hawkeyes.
While Clark's performance against Iowa's practice squad wasn't televised, it was filmed last year after Clark spoke about the scrimmage with ESPN's Wright Thompson. A former Iowa director of player development, Catherine Reynolds, posted a piece of the scrimmage on social media showing Clark making deep threes to force a comeback. However, Clark downplayed the fact that she was her team's entire offense, but Letterman got her to admit it. Clark says that she still speaks with those practice players and always brings up the fact that they blew the 15-point lead in the scrimmage. A video of Fever superstar Caitlin Clark making 5 straight logo three-pointers in a college scrimmage with Iowa made waves on social media Tuesday. It appears the video was initially posted a year ago, but did not gather much attention. A video of Fever superstar Caitlin Clark making 5 straight logo three-pointers in a college scrimmage with Iowa scrimmage made waves on social media on Tuesday, as Clark's interview with Letterman made the rounds online. So did the footage of her incredible shooting. Stretcher of three-pointers came from logo spots on the court, and some were off-balance. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portoa, a known supporter of Clark, reposted the clip and called the WNBA All-Star the one. Clark went on to win WNBA Rookie of the Year after the Fever selected her with the number 1 pick in the 2024 draft. Before becoming the number 1 overall pick, Clark led the Iowa Hawkeyes to back-to-back championship appearances, during which she became NCAA Division I all-time leading scorer, 3,951 points.
Caitlin Clark being embraced by Diana Taurasi after the Fever beat the Mercury in that game and they played each other was one of the coolest moments of the WNBA season.
Diana Taurasi goes nuts after what Caitlin Clark said in new Nike interview. Diana Taurasi's iconic reality check comment about Caitlin Clark has come full circle, and it's not looking good for the WNBA legend. When Taurasi originally warned that Clark's transition to the league would be...
After shattering numerous records in the WNBA, including most points by guard in league history, 76-9, and most assists in a single game, 19, had Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark looked forward to her second season. Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark has been weaponized and used for race-baiting content in the past, and a recent interview set itself apart by not catering to certain demographics. At least this is what one former Michael Jordan teammate thinks about the matter. In a post on Instagram, former Washington Wizards center Ian Thomas gave his honest take on the issue of Caitlin Clark and her controversial white privilege, one of the many statements and interviews that didn't allow that certain demographic to weaponize Caitlin Clark the way they wanted to. Be said in his post as a reaction to Kick's recent interview with David Letterman. Again, they weren't real fans of the game, they only wanted to use Caitlin Clark as a symbol to fit their agenda, and she ruined it for them.
66 of a possible 67 votes, as close to unanimous without being legally unanimous. Caitlin Clark is named the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, outside of bringing more attention to the league than it's ever seen before. Caitlin's first year in the W has been nothing short of remarkable. She was the first rookie in league history to record a triple-double, and she did that twice. After starting the season 1-8, helped lead the Fever to a playoff spot for the first time since 2016. After some speculated that she would only be a three-point shooter, she broke the league record for assists in a game and assists in a season. She did also break the rookie record for three-pointers in a season and finished with the second most threes in a season in league history, most points by a rookie in league history. It's been a season and a calendar year that Caitlin, her fans, the Fever, the Hawkeyes will never forget.
Caitlin Clark faced backlash after her comments in a Time magazine interview where she acknowledged the privilege she experienced as a white player in the WNBA. She emphasized the importance of recognizing the contributions of black women who have built the league and expressed her commitment to elevating their voices.
Why do you think people love Caitlin Clark besides her skills?
She can shoot threes from logo.
We never seen that before. That's my point. Steph Curry, a little kid. Like Steph Curry, I love, you know why I love Steph Curry? Because I've never seen that before. I've never seen that before. I've seen it a little bit in Mahmoud Abdul-Roh, but I've never seen a guy consistently come down. And if you look at, like, if you saw Steph on the street, he ain't got the LeBron muscles. He's not 6'9", he's 6'10". He look like a perfect, normally office guy.
Clark in the issue of white privilege debate gained traction after her record-breaking NCAA championship game viewership in 2024, which drew comparisons to other players like Paige Buchers. Some argued that Clark's prominence was amplified by her race, while others defended her success as a result of her exceptional talent and captivating style of play.
But as a white person, there is privilege. A lot of those players in the league that have been really good have been black players. This league has been built on them. The more we can appreciate that, highlight that, talk about that, I think it's very important. I have to continue to try to change that. The more we can elevate black women, that's going to be a beautiful thing, end quote. You see why I had no problem with her being Times Athlete of the Year? You see why I said that she should have been on Team USA? You see why I had to go off on the likes Cheryl Swoops and others who were clearly distant and dismissive of her, no matter how much they try to deny it? There was resentment towards her, and here's why I said it was stupid.
So the Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark maintained that she has privilege and that she needs to recognize the black WNBA players who helped shape the league into what it is today. During the interview, Caitlin Clark also talked about her bond with teammate Aaliyah Boston, her exceptional court vision, and her comparison to LeBron James. Among other things, Clark made the initial comments in her interview in December with Time magazine and refreshed those remarks in her interview with comedian David Letterman. The interview was filmed in December, around the same time the magazine named her Athlete of the Year, and was released earlier this week. Last month, the WNBA's Rookie of the Year returned to the Carver Hawkeye Arena as Iowa retired her No. 22 jersey into the rafters, while Clark chose not to participate in the unrivaled league. She's been putting in serious work at the gym and in practice even on her birthday, while Fever fans can't wait for the WNBA season to kick off. Clark and company have a record 41 nationally televised games out of 44, but during the 2025 season, Netflix announced some exciting news about the basketball phenomenon. Monday, in the preview, Clark and Letterman discussed the guard's inability to turn off her highly competitive drive. Yeah, sometimes that's good. Clark said, sometimes that's bad. This is because she was always trying to beat everybody.
One iconic scrimmage.
There is.
Yeah.
But nobody knows if it actually happened because
It
nobody
happened.
actually saw it.
No, you know what happened.
Yes. So we have a practice team that's just all guys. They have to be students at the university. I think we were down 15. So we make a couple threes. We cut it to 10, maybe. I don't even know.
Now, when you say we make a couple of threes, was it you or was everybody making threes?
It was me, but the points went to the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Even board games around the holidays get intense, then everybody hates her by the end of the night. The anticipation for Indiana Fever star Caitlin Clark's second WNBA season is palpable, with just over a month to go before the season tips off.
I never react when something like I hit a big shot, or I do, but never in a shocked way. After my fifth three in a row in a minute, I was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it. I was running around, and we ended up winning, and our boy practice players didn't hear the end of it. They still don't.
Mm-hmm.
I still love to bring it up to them. We talk a lot of crap, so.
You talk a lot of crap.
Netflix teased a clip from the interview Monday in which Clark explains how her competitive spirit can get her and her family members into trouble. In the clip, Clark discussed how she's always been competitive. She said she learned how to ride her bike at an early age because she wanted to keep up with her older brother. She also told a story of how she ran from house to house on Halloween because she wanted to get more candy than anyone else in the neighborhood. Clark's antics got her dad in trouble, however, as he was supposed to keep an eye on her. That drew the eye of Clark's mom, who questioned how Clark's dad lost their daughter on Halloween. When asked by Letterman if she's still like that, Clark deadpanned, "Well, I don't trick or treat anymore." Clark is eager to build on her stellar rookie campaign, which saw the Fever reach the playoffs and the former Iowa star claim Rookie of the Year honors, as well as a WNBA All-Star selection.
Terrific off the bench, 13 points in the first round win. Clark with a third different defender on her, knocks it down for 2.
Clark has quickly become a standout figure in the WNBA, with many already considering her one of the faces of the league. Her impact on women's basketball has been profound, yet she consistently acknowledges and praises the pioneers who paved the way for players like herself. As the season near, all eyes will be on the Indiana Fever when they take on Angel Reese in the Chicago Sky in their season opener on May 17th in Indiana.
Did a lot more ways.